The inspiration for doing mental health work on campus really came as an outgrowth of a program we did entitled It's Your Life 411. And in that program, where we had about 85 agencies in the gym, it was clear to us after a full day of 2 counselors and an intern working with students with serious issues that this was something we needed to address. And that was the start for us. They were exhausted. And as a result of that event, Susan Boja, who works for Bergen County Department of Health Services in behavioral health, actually said to me, we need to have lunch. Literally, that's what we did. We went and had lunch. And I said, I don't know how we could ever duplicate that program again. And then we both said, we'll just get a team. We'll create a team. And that program, which really was the first program at BCCC on mental health, was entitled It's Okay to Ask for Help. And it was extraordinary. We wound up most of the morning just introducing the agencies. It took on a life of its own. We had a violin player, we had a pianist, and it was such an impact on the people that were in the room, and mostly the providers, I must tell you, that we decided to go from that point to truly looking more at mental health stigma. And at that point, Mary Ellen McHale, my colleague, was doing research on the stigma.
Kathy and I had been working in the Wellness Center. She is the director and I as a member of her team for many years, about 17 years. And there was no particular one revelation about the need or the importance. There was no one single aha moment. I have to really say that it's been an evolution of a process of understanding the needs that exist for students on our campus. And it's also been the openness of people like Kathy as the director, many members of her team and people in outside agencies in Bergen County who are aware of the continued need for mental health services. But the process is still growing and it is still evolving, and I think we're at a very exciting time. Exciting in the sense that we have a lot of energy going forward in continuing this important initiative. We have a lot of talent both in outside agencies, and we have a committed leader in Kathy in moving these initiatives forward, as well as the director of our health center and administration here at Bergen Community College.
You know, last night I had the opportunity at an invitation of a doctor who is a highly specialized doctor in children's oncology. And I remember the planning of Stamp Out Stigma when this man would run in with his bag lunch and be part of our meeting, never introduced himself as a doctor, especially a highly specialized doctor, till one day we went around the room and we said, well, why don't we just get a sense of what people do for a living? And when he said that, I thought, that's why our team works. Everyone was there for all the right reasons. It's not about credentials, it was not about position, it was about simply having a dialogue that would move our effort forward to stamp out stigma, which was the name of our second event on campus. And you're going to think I'm making this up. I am not making this up. Yesterday, as I was leaving campus to go actually to be with the people from NAMI, there was a student sitting with one of our shirts from the governor's office. And I thought, this is staged. But no, I went over and I said, clearly you've gone to one of our programs. And it was the Stamp Out Stigma program. And I thought, wow, people are still wearing those shirts. And she said, that program changed my life. And I must tell you, last night was heartfelt for me. I went to speak maybe for a half hour, 45 minutes. And honestly, I thought, what can I tell these people? These were all parents of consumers of mental health. And our conversation went on for an hour and 15 minutes. And the heartfelt, truly, pain of parents trying to protect their children from stigma became so apparent to me. And I thought, I believe the revelation for me, and it truly was last night, was that we involved consumers, our own students, who were successful to speak. That's how we have really gotten to the place of addressing stigma. The parents are afraid to do it because they feel that their children will be stigmatized. But our courageous students have done that. And I mean courageous. We had a woman who's now in her second year of residency as a doctor who spoke. We have a young man who wrote a book in his junior year in high school, who's still on a speaking circuit, that is the extraordinary part of our success, in my opinion. And thanks to working with a nurse and an extraordinary team, we just could pool our resources. Because here was the question I posed last night. I said, have you ever asked for help? Every hand went up. I said, and now would you raise your hand if you got an answer? 2 hands went up. And I thought, whoa. So I think what has made a difference at Bergen is that we're just not about producing programs. We're about getting resources to people. And we have a team that has been able to do it. Because it's not one person. It could never be. It's a team of people.
We've also had an opportunity to validate some of our efforts in these programs by actually, documenting outcomes vis-a-vis conducting surveys at the end of the programs that we've had over the last 4 years. And the results have always been overwhelmingly positive in terms of the needs for these particular programs, as well as really what's going on with our students. We all know what's going on in the outside world, increasing stressors in terms of financial worries and concerns, the increase seemingly for disasters that are occurring globally. Bergen Community College has always been a diverse population of students, and it is increasingly diverse. As our population in the area grows, the college now services, I believe, over 18,000 students, and very, very diverse students. But there's a single issue at the heart, no matter what background students are coming from, and that is the area of stress and sometimes resultant behaviors because of those stressors. And so the Wellness Center, now known as the Center for Health, Wellness, and Personal Counselors. And I should comment that personal counselors have also been a significant part of the input to the initiatives here. Their perspectives and understandings, because they're seeing students sometimes firsthand who are in a crisis kind of situation. And our health office, particularly Barbara Buff and her staff, have recognized the need for increased mental health services and education here on the campus. So it continues to grow, and hopefully our energies continue to grow as we develop new programs.
And thank you, Mary Ellen. The reason that we're sitting here today is to talk about, as a result of that Stamp Out Stigma, and I truly say it was an honor to receive the Ambassador Award from the Governor's office. And that award truly is indicative of that Stamp Out Stigma program that people still talk about. Matter of fact, they forget the names of most of our programs that we've done over 4 years and say, are you doing a Stamp Out Stigma again? And of course we say, yes.